Hello everybody and hello to Miss Dilla. Today me and my group mates are gonna present our psychology of learning assignments, and today we chose the topic stress and effects on students' learning and memory. Firstly, I'm gonna introduce myself. Hello, my name is Oliver Huka. Hey, my metrics number is MS250938062. My group mate consists of Remy, Nestle, Alexia, and Nur Safinato. By starting off this presentation, I'm gonna introduce to you guys what is stress. So, stress is basically a natural human body's reaction to challenges or difficult situations. In this particular presentation, we are going to focus on stress and stress effects on students. So in academic settings, stress is extremely common. Students face exams, assignments, deadlines, lack of sleep, and sometimes personal problems. You don't know what they're going through. Personal problems such as maybe money situation or family situation or even environment situations. This matters because stress doesn't only affect emotion, it directly affects your academic life, on how well they learn, how well we concentrate, and how much we can remember. So the main objective of our presentation is to understand how stress influence both learning and memory in students. Moving on to our next slide, which is psychology and theories of stress. To understand stress better, we look at some psychology theories. First, the Yerkes-Dodson law explained that a little bit of stress can actually improve focus and performance. Basically meaning if you have low stress levels means you can focus more on education and it can improve your performance. But if stress becomes too high, performance quickly drops, meaning if you're dealing with a lot of stress, it can cause some mental stuff. Next, cognitive load theory states that learning requires mental resources. When we are stressed, the brain becomes overloaded. Basically meaning when you're stressed, you overthink things, making it harder to concentrate or process new information. Stress also weakens short-term memory, which is the memory we use to store information temporarily. Meaning, when your teacher asks you a question, you won't be able to answer because your short-term memory is a bit overused because of your stress level. Meaning, you cannot understand or memorize it for long-term uses. Finally, chronic stress increases cortisol, a stress hormone that can affect the hippocampus, the part of a brain responsible for memory. Meaning, stress gives out a hormone which affects your memories. This is why stressed students often struggles to recall information.
Type of stress among students. Students experience stress in different forms. First is academic stress, which include exam, assignment, and pressure to achieve good grades. Second, emotional stress, which may come from family conflict, relationship issue, or friendship problems. Third, physical stress, such as lack of sleep, exhaustion, or poor health. And lastly, social stress, which involve peer pressures, fitting in, or adjusting to the school environment. All these type of stress combine and influence how students behave and learn. Now for the slide 6, I will present the research finding related to student stress. First, studies show that students with high stress level tend to have lower academic performance. This is because stress affects the brain directly. Research also shows that when cortisol, which is the stress hormone, rises too high, it can shrink brain cells in the hippocampus. the part of the brain responsible for memory. Next, about 60% of university students report experiencing high stress, mainly because of heavy assignment and upcoming exams. The research also explained that stress can reduce recall accuracy, meaning students remember less even if they study many times. Lastly, the group most affected by stress are teenagers and university students who face academic pressure and major life transitions. That is all for the funding research.
Now I will explain how stress affects on learning. Students often have trouble focusing, making it hard to listen in class or follow lessons. It also becomes harder to complete assignments on time because the mind feels overwhelmed. During exams, many students experience panic, even if they already studied. Stress also reduces motivation, causing procrastination. In classrooms, stressed students may show signs like zoning out, test anxiety, skipping classes, or being emotionally unstable. Stress also affects memory. It becomes difficult to store new information, which is why students struggle to remember what they just learned. They may forget important points easily, even if they revisit the content many times. Processing speed also becomes slower, making understanding more difficult. Long-term memory becomes unstable, meaning information doesn't stay in the brain for long. A common example is studying the whole night before an exam, but the next morning their mind goes blank. These stress symptoms are very real for students. Some students come to class after only a few hours of sleep and struggle to pay attention. Others feel their heart race whenever the teacher says quiz. When assignments start piling up, students may feel overwhelmed, cry, or panic. And of course, many students experience a blank mind during exams, even after studying. This shows how stress directly affects the learning experience.
Good day everyone, my name is Nestle Genuine. My matric card number is MS2509365001. Today I will be presenting 6 effective strategies for reducing stress in students. This approach focuses on emotional well-being, healthy routines, and supportive learning environments. The first strategy is practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Students can use a simple methods such as a deep breathing, guided meditations, or short mindfulness breaks during lessons. This activity helps calm the mind, lower anxiety, and improve focus. When students learn to manage their thoughts and emotions, they will become more resilient to stress. The second strategy is time management and self-regulations. Many students experiencing stress problems is increasing. This is due to regular time management. Therefore, students should manage their time wisely so as not to feel stressed because of accumulated work and not being complete on the times. Students can also organize their daily life schedule to avoid procrastination problems. Self-regulation skills is also promote discipline, responsibility, and better control over their daily routines. The third strategy is to create a positive classroom atmosphere and strengthen teacher to students relationship. A positive classroom atmosphere can create a safe and respectful environment where students feel comfortable in school. Teachers who have a caring attitude towards students can also provide encouragement, emotional support, and guidance to help students excel in their study and reduce student stress. Parental involvement is very important for students so that they can reduce stress and provide support for their children to continue working hard and successfully pursuing knowledge in school. In addition, peer support can also increase students' motivations and share information about their studies. Having a strong support system helps the students feel less alone and more confident in dealing with challenge. The fifth strategy is to limit the use of gadgets before bed. As excessive screen times, especially late at night, can affect sleep quality. Therefore, lack of sleep will result in students will be more stressed, tired, and unable to focus in class. Students should use gadgets wisely to increase rest and reduce stress levels. The sixth strategy is to incorporate physical activity. A healthy and fit body can improve mental alertness. Therefore, students should do exercise such as walking, jogging, stretching, or playing sports to help release tensions and improve mood. Physical movements can increase our energy levels and reduce stress hormones, making it one of the most effective natural stress relievers for students. In conclusion, these six strategies can increase students' awareness, manage time wisely, foster positive relationships, have a positive support system, a healthy sleep routines, and physical activity can help students reduce stress and increase students' intelligence. By using these methods consistently, students can create a healthy and more balanced learning experience for all students. Next slide, I will show you why managing stress is important. The first one is improve mental health. Managing stress is important because it helps me improve students' mental health. When stress is managed effectively, students experience less anxiety and emotional pressure. This allows them to think more clear, stay calm, and maintain a positive mindset in their daily learning. The second one is help students achieve better academic performance. Effective stress management also contributes to better academic performance. When students are not overwhelmed, they can focus, understand lessons more easily, and retain information more effectively. This leads to improved grades and overall learning outcomes. The third one is increased motivations and productivity. Students who manage their stress will tend to be more motivated and productive. They are able to complete tasks on time, stay organized, and approach challenge with a more positive attitude. This helps them stay consistent and perform better in their studies. Last but not least, support positive behavior and social interactions. Managing stress also encourages positive behavior and healthy social interactions. Students become less irritable and more emotional stable, which helps them communicate better and build stronger relationships with their peers and teachers.
Thank you to all the presenters. To conclude our presentations, we would like to highlight the main point that we have discussed today. First, stress is a natural response, but it's become a major challenge for students when it is overwhelming or long-lasting. Throughout these presentations, we have seen how stress affects both learning and memory, starting from how the brain processes information, how memory is stored, and how stress directly reduces student focus, recall ability, and academic performance. We also explore psychological theories such as the Yerkes-Dodson law and cognitive load theory, which help us to understand why much stress can sometimes motivate students, while chronic stress can damage the learning process. Based on research evidence, it is clear that stress affects students of all age, from primary school to university level. In the classroom, it appears through poor current concentrations, tests as anxiety, absenteeism, and emotional difficulties. Most importantly, we discussed several practical recommendations. Teachers, parents, and students themselves all have a role in managing stress through strategy like mindfulness, positive classroom, and time management, and then the support relationship. In the simple word, a student brain learns best when it when it is calm, support, and balance. So we would like to end with this message. Managing stress means unlocking the brain's full potential for learning. So here are the APA 7th edition reference used in our presentations. These sources include research on stress, learning, and memory from reputable journals in psychology and education. Thank you.